I met Karen from Coal Grove. She has 4 children, all of whom attended Head Start. And the teachers all tell her that, you know, the kids are doing well because they got a good start. They had that opportunity. And it's important that we do what we can to help people help themselves. You know, folks aren't asking for anything other than just a helping hand from time to time. And we've not seen much of that under the Bush administration. And I'm just really ready for a change. You know, I helped to start the Children's Health Insurance Program 10 years ago in 1998. Really proud of the fact that it, helped people like Bridget and Karen. Well, we've tried twice to expand the program, and George Bush has vetoed it twice. Now, wouldn't it be nice to have a president who said, gee, I really think it's a good idea that we give our little children health care so they are as healthy as they can possibly be. So for 2 years on the campaign trail and for 8 years in the Senate, and really for my entire adult life, I have been fighting for people who need somebody in their corner. You know, somebody who will stand up and tell the truth about what's going on with working families here in America. Somebody who recognizes that those good jobs that used to support a family are getting scarcer and scarcer. And people can't stay at home. They have to move far away to try to find work. And they can't afford health care. And they don't know what they're going to do about their home mortgage because now their house is worth less than their mortgage because we've had such a drop in home prices. And I believe that every child deserves the chance to live up to his or her God-given potential. So I want a president again who believes, as we believe, that we're the greatest country in the world. We just have got to get back on the right track. So I'm asking you to vote early and vote as soon as you can. If you haven't voted yet, how many folks have voted already? Oh, that's good. That's good. Well, you can vote all the way to Monday. And then, of course, you can vote on Tuesday, which is Election Day. And I want to encourage everybody who supported me to please go out and vote for the Obama-Biden ticket. And if you work for me, I hope you will work for Barack and Joe. The alternative is just not very pleasant to contemplate. You know, George Bush has practiced what John McCain has preached. Senator McCain preaches, cutting regulations, more tax cuts for billionaires and corporations, ignoring the healthcare crisis and the energy crisis. And isn't it interesting how, when we had people in Ohio losing their homes, Governor Strickland and I traveled from the north to the south, and we met with families who'd been really given a bill of goods. They were the victims of predatory lending, of fraudulent appraisals, and some of them had fallen on hard times. And they didn't even know who held their mortgage anymore because they'd all been bought up and sold, and the ultimate owner might be in Shanghai or Hong Kong. So people were hurting. And for 2 years I sounded the alarm, and Barack talked about it, and other Democrats could not get any action out of this White House. But when Wall Street came calling, when the big banks and the big insurance companies said, oh, we're in trouble and we need help, well, the Bush administration couldn't act fast enough. They were all bailed out with your money. Well, what about the millions of Americans who lost their jobs and lost their homes? Who's going to take care of them? Who's going to stand up for them? Who's going to give them a lifeline? Now, I know that probably here in Lawrence County, just like across southern Ohio, there are people who haven't made up their minds yet. There may be even some people leaning in the wrong direction. Right? You know them. So I want you to go talk to them. Even if they're family members. I want you to try to make the case for the changes we need. And it's not like I'm asking you to make a leap of faith. We have evidence Within living memory, we have a Democratic president for 8 years and a Republican president for 8 years. And as I recall, when Bill Clinton was in the White House, we saw the economy work for everybody. We saw the creation of 22 million new jobs. More people lifted out of poverty than in years before. We saw the average American family see their income go up $7,500 over those 8 years. And we ended up, because a Democratic president was a good steward of your money, we ended up with a balanced budget and a surplus. Well, compare what we're ending up with today. The worst job creation record since the Great Depression, which is not much of a recommendation. We've got the average American family losing $2,000 in income instead of making $7,500 in income. We've got people falling back into poverty who had worked their way out of it. And we have the biggest deficit and the doubling of the national debt on George Bush's watch. So I want you to make the case and just present the facts. You know, Democrats did it before, and we can do it again. It took a Democratic president to clean up after the first President Bush. It's going to take a Democratic president to clean up after this President Bush. And you know, we can do this with the right leadership. We are a great nation. The American people have resilience and resolve. There isn't anything we can't do once we make up our minds to do it. So I have no doubt America will once again rise from the ashes of the Bushes if we get the right leadership in the